Hello, friends. I am Arpit, and now I am here with the third part of the Yojana magazine for the month of June 2024. In the first two parts, we've covered multiple topics. Like in the first part, we covered forts in Indian history, where we saw the primary purpose of the forts, that is, establishing defense mechanism. Then, role of forts in Indian history, apart from defense mechanism, apart from security, it was the forts became administrative centers. Fort became religious or cultural centers as well. So these things were there. Then next, in the second part, we were quite specific. We dealt with the Golconda Fort, which is a major tourist attraction in the state of Telangana. That is Hyderabad. It is there on the outskirts of Hyderabad. Now, why it is a major tourist attraction? What are the issues which are there existing with this fort right now? All these things we saw. Then forts and ports in medieval India. We saw particularly forts in the state of Maharashtra, the present day state of Maharashtra, Goa, and all. And there are multiple creeks which have been formed by the west flowing rivers from the Sahyadri range. And those creeks were used for transportation by the people at that time. And people built forts along those creeks because they wanted to secure their transportation. That is why, forts were constructed. These forts not only safeguarded the trade, but it also influenced or it also extended the Indian influence in the Indian Ocean region and to regions like Africa and West Asia of that time, because we were having trade with these regions at that time. Now, in this particular segment, we are going to talk about India on UNESCO's World Heritage List. UNESCO maintains a World Heritage List which has around 750 entries as of now from countries all across the world. China as a country has the highest number of entries over there in that list. India has 42 entries. Last two entries, Shanti Niketan and the isko katna. Shanti Niketan and the Hoysala temples. So let us get started and see what is this particular list and how the inclusions happen in this particular list. Over 750 cultural, natural, and mixed sites. So there are three categories over here: cultural sites, natural sites, and mixed sites. Mixed means cultural plus natural significance those sites have. India has 42 entries, and we have entries from the cultural sites, natural sites, as well as one entry in the mixed category as well. That is Kanchenjunga National Park. The splendor enriches our lives and illustrates the diversity of our planet and its inhabitants. Convention. There was a convention which was adopted in the year 1972. The convention was Convention Concerning the Protection of the World Cultural and Natural Heritage, an international agreement adopted by the General Conference of UNESCO in 1972. Those countries which signed this conference or which signed this convention became eligible that sites from their respective countries will be listed, and once they will be listed they will be protected. They will be given funds also to protect and preserve those sites. Those sites should be of immense cultural or natural significance. There was a proper criteria which we will see, but yes, this is one thing which is clear, that the countries which signed this convention were eligible to get sites from their respective countries demarcated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The nations or state parties that adhere to the convention have become part of the international community, united in a common mission to identify and safeguard our world's most outstanding natural and cultural heritage. The nomination process. How the sites are nominated by the countries. Only countries that have signed the World Heritage Convention, which we talked about, are eligible. So this is very much clear, can submit nominations. Now the steps, there are multiple steps. First is a tentative list. Every country will prepare a tentative list. Tentative list is, it will have all those, I would say, sites, whether natural, cultural, or mixed. Category wise, they will maintain the list. And this list is an ongoing list. There will be additions, there will be deletions. So this tentative list has to be maintained by each and every member country. First step a country must take is to make an inventory of its important natural and cultural heritage sites. This inventory is known as tentative list. From this inventory, sites will be picked up. So first is this step, and it is an ongoing process, 5 to 10 years, which may be updated at any time. There are entries which are there since 1990s in this list, have not been labeled as the World Heritage Site as of now, but can be labeled in the future. Next is the nomination file. So from this tentative list, we will pick out the entries and nominate them. By preparing a tentative list and selecting sites from it, a state party can plan when to present a nomination file. So let's suppose last year, we gave two nominations. Fortunately, both of them got listed. There can be a possibility those two nominations which we gave were there in the tentative list from very long. There can be a possibility that no such selection from your country happens in a year. And that has happened with us. World Heritage Center offers advice and assistance to the state party. There's this World Heritage Center which offers advice also. It gives us various ways to how to preserve it. Then only it will be notified, standards and all it tells us. The nomination is submitted to the World Heritage Center for review once we have done it, and to check it is complete or not. Once a nomination file is complete, the World Heritage Center sends it to the appropriate advisory bodies for evaluation. So let's suppose here is India. India has maintained that tentative list. In the tentative list, there are three categories. Okay. These are the listings. From this tentative list, we plan to take out this entry, and this entry, each from a particular category, and want to nominate it. Before nominating it, you know, we will approach the World Heritage Center, WHC. WHC will tell us, these are the shortcomings in these nominations. You complete them, you restore this particular monument in this way or that way. We'll do the required. Then after that, this nomination is given to the World, Heritage Center. World Heritage Center, after reviewing it, forwards it or sends it to the appropriate advisory bodies for evaluation. So from here, it goes to the advisory bodies. So this World Heritage Center is just a facilitator in the middle. Then, when it reaches the advisory bodies, a nominated property is independently evaluated by two advisory bodies. These two advisory bodies are International Council on Monuments and Sites, that is ICOMOS, and International Union for Conservation of Nature, that is IUCN, in case of a natural site or I would say, environmental site. They respectively provide the World Heritage Committee with evaluations of the cultural and natural sites nominated. There is also a third advisory body, that is the International Center for Study of Preservation and Restoration of Cultural Property, an intergovernmental organization which provides the committee with expert advice on conservation of cultural sites as well as training activities. Now, from here, the advisory bodies give their advices, give their recommendations to the final stage, that is the World Heritage Committee. This World Heritage Committee is an intergovernmental World Heritage Committee. It is an intergovernmental body to make the final decision on inscription. It can accept, it cannot accept. It is all up to it. This is the main body which either includes a site in the World Heritage Site or excludes it. It excludes it. If a site is included, obviously tourism potential of that site increases. International tourism increases on those particular sites. Now the criteria for selection. To be included on the World Heritage List, sites must be of outstanding universal value and meet at least one out of the 10 selection criteria. These 10 selection criteria we will see. The criteria are explained on the operational guidelines for the implementation of World Heritage Convention. So, selection criteria, first is that site is to represent a masterpiece of human creative genius, to exhibit an important interchange of human values over a span of time or within a cultural area of the world, to bear a unique or at least exceptional testimony to a cultural tradition or to a civilization, to be an outstanding example of type of building, architectural or technological ensemble or landscape, to be an outstanding example of a traditional human settlement, land use or sea use, which is representative of a culture like Dholavira, which was part of Indus Valley civilization, is part of this. Then, next is to be directly or tangibly associated with the events or living traditions, ideas or with beliefs or artistic and literary works, to contain superlative natural phenomena or areas of exception, beauty, aesthetic importance is there, To be outstanding examples representing major stages of Earth's history, including record of life, significant ongoing geological processes, etc. Ninth is to be outstanding examples representing significant ongoing ecological and biological processes in the evolution and development of terrestrial, freshwater, coastal, or marine ecosystems. And last is to contain the most important and significant natural habitats for in situ conservation of biological diversity. UPSC is getting innovative. It is asking deep questions. So that is why I have copied the text as it is from UNESCO's website. The source is UNESCO. You can go through these 10 points, and to be eligible, one at least should be fulfilled. It is not like all 10 should be fulfilled. One at least should be fulfilled. If you are fulfilling any one, then you become eligible. Obviously, it is the World Heritage Committee at the end which decides. How many UNESCO World Heritage sites in India? There are 42 now. UNESCO World Heritage sites in India. 34 are cultural, 7 are natural, and 1 is mixed. So the list is over here, UNESCO's website. Click on it, you'll get category wise listing. Or you read the original text of Yojana, the last portion or the last chapter in Yojana magazine. They have described briefly, very briefly, about all 42 sites. I wanted to do something else, take you beyond that criteria for choosing and all. And the list is over here in this particular link. You can go through this link. Which country has the highest number of sites? It is, sorry, not China, but Italy, followed by China, Germany, France, Spain, and then India. So it is like this. And with this, we've come to an end of this portion of Yojana as well. I expect you guys to go on this link, click on it, see the list, see other things also there on that website. You'll get a fair amount of idea, and you will be able to tackle questions coming from this particular segment. When I hope you were able to tackle those questions, that one question which came in this year's prelims, which talked about the latest inclusion in the UNESCO's World Heritage List, the two inclusions, that is Hoysala temples and Shanti Niketan. Why they were included, we covered it in the daily analysis video in September. So you can go through those, the video there in September. You'll get the details of it. And you can also look in the, I would say, question paper which came this year. You'll get an idea about that question as well. So with this, I've come to an end of this month's Yojana magazine. You have to read the original text. Obviously, if you can, it will definitely benefit you. But yes, I have summed up the entire magazine in these 3 videos, which definitely will be helpful to you. And I will be meeting you next month now with next month's magazine's edition. Till then, you guys keep studying, keep reading, keep writing, and most importantly, keep revising. Namaste, Jai Hind, take care.